All right, welcome to WA20. I'm your host, Mrs. Claus, and today we're going to talk about rectangular prisms, and we're going to find the surface area and the volume of a rectangular prism. Rectangular prism is a fancy word for a box, okay? This is not anything crazy. I'm sure that you've done this before. We're going to just kind of run through it, okay? So to find the surface area, so surface area is what, like if you're thinking about gift wrapping something, okay? So if we look at what surfaces make up a box, I'm going to have the front and the back, which will be the same. I'm going to have the top and the bottom, which will be the same. And I'm going to have the two sides, which will be the same. So basically, I have three different rectangles in a prism, and each rectangle is length times width. So if you look at the formula for surface area, it's just 2 length width plus 2 length height plus 2 width height. It's basically each of those 6 rectangles added together. And the volume is basically the area of one of your faces multiplied by the distance it travels through. So length times width times height. And it doesn't actually matter. Here's the fun thing. It makes no difference which number you call length, width, and height for the rectangular prism. Okay, so when I get this, I'm just going to go, this is my length, this is my width, this is my height. It doesn't really matter. We want to calculate the surface area and the volume. So my surface area is 2 length width. Just going to peek back up here so I get the same order, so I don't want to confuse you. These are written on your formula sheet, so you'll always have that formula sheet, so make sure you keep it handy. Plus 2 length height plus 2 width height. And then I just substitute into that formula. So my L is 5, my width is 4, 2 times 5 times my height, which is 10, 2 times my width, which is 4, times my height, which is 10, and I simply plug these in. You can do it all as one calculator, or you can do them individually. So this is going to be 40 plus 100 plus 80 is going to give me 220. Now for my units, my linear measurement is centimeters, so my area is centimeters squared. Okay, volume, I always find the volume calculations even easier than the surface area. Length times width times height. So it's simply 5 times 4 times 10, which is going to give you 200, and volume is always measured in centimeters cubed. Okay, so area has units squared, and volume always has units cubed. Let's look at a word problem here. It says Sadie has an aquarium that has dimensions 18 by 48 and is 24 inches high. So I'm just going to put those on there. I mean, it doesn't really matter which is which, but if we go kind of by the picture, probably this is my 48, this is my 18, and this is my 24. And it's recommended that one fish have a space of 864 inches cubed to live in. How many fish could live in the tank? Okay, so basically, this is my hint that I'm going to be calculating a volume. So I'm going to figure out the volume of this fish tank, which will be length times width times height. So it's going to be 48 times 18 times 24. So those are all pretty big numbers. I'm going to need my calculator. 48 times 18 times 24 gives me 20,736 inches cubed. Now that is the dimensions of my fish tank. So to solve the problem, basically what I have is I have one fish needs that much space. So this is a ratio question, right? One fish needs 864 inches cubed. That's an 8. How many fish can I fit in 20,736? So when I cross multiply, I get 864x equals 20,736. Divide by 864. So I can fit 24 fish in my tank. All right, so you go ahead and practice. There's a couple where you're just calculating surface area and volume of a box, and there's a couple of word problems, but you go ahead and work on those now.